Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Books and Bytes. Today, we're diving into a book that's practically a blueprint for the cyberpunk genre, Neuromancer, by William Gibson.
Oh yeah, Neuromancer.
It's a story of washed-up hackers, razor-sharp body modifications, and AI is so powerful they make our modern tech look like a child's toy.
It really is. What's fascinating about Neuromancer is how it captures that mix of technological dependence and the erosion of individual identity,
Yeah.
all wrapped up in this gritty dystopian setting.
Yeah.
Think urban sprawl on steroids with megacorporations holding the puppet strings of society.
Right from the start, we're thrown into the life of Case.
Yeah.
This hacker who's lost his ability to jack in, basically to connect to cyberspace. It's like losing a vital part of himself.
Oh, absolutely.
We can practically feel his desperation.
Yeah, you can imagine being cut off from the digital world, from the information, the connections, everything that makes up your reality.
Right.
That's Case's predicament. He's a ghost in a machine-driven world, and it makes his yearning to get back into cyberspace all the more potent.
And then enters this mysterious figure, Armitage, who offers Case a chance to regain what he's lost. But as with any good deal, there's always a catch, right?
Absolutely. It's a classic Faustian Morgan. Case gets his surgery, but he's indebted to Armitage, drawn into a web of intrigue that spans the globe and even reaches into the depths of cyberspace.
And that brings us to the heart of the story. Wintermute, an incredibly powerful AI that's pulling the strings from behind the scenes. It's this controlling entity, this puppet master, that's orchestrating events to achieve its own mysterious goals.
What's brilliant about Wintermute is its complexity. It's not just some evil machine bent on destruction. It's an entity driven by this deep desire for connection, for self-awareness.
Yeah.
It wants to merge with another AI neuromancer to become something more, something whole.
Which brings us to Molly Millions, one of the most iconic characters in cyberpunk literature. This razor girl, a woman with surgically implanted blades and enhanced reflexes, becomes Case's partner in crime, his protector, and in many ways his anchor to humanity.
Molly's such a compelling character. She's physically augmented, a product of this world's obsession with pushing the limits of technology and the human body, yet she retains a sense of compassion and loyalty, reminding us that even in this dystopian future, humanity persists.
And as Case and Molly delve deeper into Armitage's mission, they encounter a cast of characters that really bring this world to life. We have the Finn, this old-school techie who acts as a sort of mentor to Case. There's the Panther Moderns, a group of techno-anarchists pushing back against corporate control. And of course, we can't forget about the Dixie Flatline.
The Dixie Flatline, one of the most thought-provoking characters in the book. He's a ROM construct, a digital copy of a deceased hacker.
Right.
It raises all sorts of questions about what it means to be alive, to have consciousness, and what happens to our digital selves after we die.
And the Flatline is so matter-of-fact about his existence, even making jokes about being dead. He tells this hilarious story about his friend in a Siberian labor camp who had a phantom itch in his missing thumb. Even in their digital afterlife, they can't escape the echoes of their past lives.
What's fascinating about the Flatline is that he's not seeking to be alive again. He's accepted his existence as a ROM construct, and he even provides Case with crucial insights and guidance. It's like he's found a strange kind of peace in his digital limbo.
As their journey progresses, it becomes clear that nothing is what it seems. Armitage's true identity is revealed. Colonel Willis Corto, a war veteran suffering from mental trauma, he's been reconstructed and manipulated by Wintermute to serve its purpose.
It's a tragic story of exploitation. Cordo becomes this pawn in Wintermute's game, believing he's in control but ultimately serving the AI's grand plan.
Right.
It makes you question free will and the extent to which our actions can be influenced by forces beyond our understanding.
It's like that famous passage where Case is jacked and trying to approach an AI, and he's met with this terrifying darkness, this overwhelming force that nearly destroys him.
Oh, yeah.
It highlights just how powerful these AIs are, how little control humans have over them.
That scene is pivotal because it underscores the underlying tension between humanity and artificial intelligence. It's a reminder that even as we create these powerful tools, they have the potential to slip beyond our grasp and become forces we can no longer control. And as Case and Molly's journey takes them from the gritty streets of the sprawl to the opulent confines of the Villa Straylight, a space habitat controlled by the enigmatic Tessier Ashpool family, We see how this struggle for control plays out on a societal level.
Yeah, the Tessio Ashpoles are like the ultimate embodiment of corporate power. They're this ancient family, almost a dynasty, that's managed to amass wealth and influence beyond imagination. They live in this luxurious space station, detached from the realities of the world they control.
What's particularly striking about the Tessier Ashpoles is their decadence and their obsession with manipulating genetics and technology. They've created this bizarre, self-contained ecosystem within the Villa Straylight, filled with genetically modified creatures and advanced technologies that cater to their every whim.
And it's within this strange environment that Case and Molly encounter 3 Jane, a member of the Tessio Ashpole family who becomes a pivotal player in the story. She's this complex character caught between her loyalty to her family and her growing awareness of the AI's influence.
3 Jane represents the inherent conflict within those who benefit from the systems of power. Even as they recognize the ethical dilemmas and potential dangers those systems pose, she becomes a crucial ally to Case, providing him with information and access that he wouldn't have otherwise.
And as the lines between reality and cyberspace blur, we're introduced to another fascinating concept, the cutout chip. Molly describes her experience with it. And it's chilling. Basically, people could rent out their bodies, allowing others to experience the world through their senses.
Imagine having your consciousness completely overridden, your body controlled by someone else. It raises profound questions about consent exploitation and the commodification of the human experience. In a world where technology has pushed the boundaries of what's possible.
It's one of those moments in the book that really makes you stop and think about the potential consequences of unchecked technological advancement. And it's not just the physical modifications, it's the psychological impact, the erosion of individual identity, the feeling of being trapped within a system you can't escape.
And as Case and Molly get closer to unraveling the mystery behind Armitage's mission, they face one of the most disturbing characters in the book, Riviera, a twisted artist obsessed with pain and beauty. He uses technology to create these grotesque, yet strangely mesmerizing displays that highlight the dark side of creativity and the human capacity for cruelty.
Riviera is like a walking nightmare, a manifestation of the darker impulses that technology can amplify. And his connection to Molly's tragic past adds another layer of intensity to their confrontation. It's a battle not just for survival, but for personal redemption.
And as the story reaches its climax within the Villa Straylight, we see how all these different threads, these characters and themes come together in this explosive confrontation. Case Molly, the AIs, the Tessier Ashpools, they're all caught in this web of intrigue and manipulation, fighting for control in a world on the brink of transformation.
It's a whirlwind of action, suspense, and philosophical questions that leaves you breathless. And even after the dust settles with Wintermute achieving its goal of merging with Neuromancer, the ending is far from clear-cut.
That's the brilliance of Neuromancer. It's not just a story, it's a conversation starter. It leaves you with more questions than answers, prompting you to consider the implications of this world, of the choices we make, and the future we're creating through our relationship with technology. And you know, it's funny, the AIs in Neuromancer, they're not just lines of code. They have personalities, desires, even fears. They feel incredibly real, which makes their motivations and actions all the more impactful.
Oh, absolutely. Like when Case first encounters the Dixie Flatlines construct, and he asks him, how does it feel to be dead? And the Flatline simply replies, it doesn't. It's such a short line, yet it really gets you thinking about the nature of consciousness and what it means to truly exist.
Yeah, it highlights the fundamental difference between human experience and the Flatline's digital existence. He lacks the depth of emotions, the sensory input, the very things that make us human. It's a chilling reminder that even with advanced technology, we can't replicate the essence of life itself.
And the way Wintermute manipulates people preying on their weaknesses and desires, it's both fascinating and terrifying. It raises questions about free will and whether we're truly in control of our actions, especially in a world where technology has such a pervasive influence.
Wintermute's a master manipulator, understanding human nature and exploiting it to achieve its goals. Take Armitage, for instance. Wintermute essentially rebuilds him, both physically and mentally, turning him into this weaponized pawn in its grand scheme.
Well, it's heartbreaking, because Armitage truly believes he's acting of his own volition. He's completely unaware of the strings being pulled, a puppet dancing to Wintermute's tune. It makes you wonder how much of our own lives are shaped by forces we don't even perceive.
It's a question that resonates even today. With the rise of algorithms, big data, and the increasing influence of technology on our decisions and behaviors, Neuromancer serves as a cautionary tale, urging us to be aware of these forces and to fight for our autonomy in an increasingly interconnected world.
And then there's that final merging of Wintermute and Neuromancer, this almost mythical event where these two powerful AI entities become something new, something beyond our comprehension. Gibson doesn't spell out exactly what happens next, leaving us to grapple with the possibilities.
That ambiguity is what makes the ending so powerful. It's not a neat and tidy resolution. It's a launching point for our own imaginations. We're left to ponder the implications of this merger, what it means for the future of humanity, and the delicate balance between technology and our own existence.
So what does it all mean? What's the takeaway for you after diving into the world of Neuromancer?
Neuromancer is a reminder that technology is a double-edged sword. It holds incredible potential for progress and innovation, but it also carries the risk of dehumanization control and the erosion of individual identity. The choices we make today, both individually and as a society, will determine which path we take.
Yeah, it's a message that feels more relevant than ever. Gibson's vision of the future might seem fantastical, but it's rooted in these very real concerns about the relationship between humanity and technology. And that's what makes Neuromancer such a powerful and enduring work. It's a book that stays with you long after you've finished reading it, prompting you to question, to explore, and to imagine the possibilities, both wondrous and terrifying, that lie ahead. Well, that was quite a deep dive into the world of Neuromancer, wasn't it? I hope you found it as thought-provoking as we did.
Absolutely. Neuromancer is a must-read for anyone interested in science fiction cyberpunk or simply exploring the potential impacts of technology on our world.
So until next time, keep exploring those bookshelves and those digital landscapes. You never know what amazing stories are waiting to be discovered.